What's going on, y'all? It's KB, and I love movies. Uh, Thank you for joining us tonight. Welcome back to the channel if you've been here before, and if this is your first time here, welcome. What we like to do here is share our love for movies, and I do it by having a different guest on who also loves movies. And joining me this week is if you have TikTok or you're into YouTube Shorts or just YouTube in general, this guy that I have coming on, he's pretty cool and his collection is pretty insane. And I just love that I could just get a quick hit from him, get a little bit of dopamine when it comes to my Steelbook love, and then all of a sudden, you know, here comes Jake to bring it in and share the love. What's going on, my friend?
That's like the perfect description of what I want anybody to describe what I do. That's amazing, man.
It is.
Doing good.
I mean, it is just like a pure shot of dopamine because it's like, man, I didn't think about that. Or I didn't know they had that on sale at Walmart.
Right.
Or I didn't know there were that many copies of the thing. Things like that.
And I think that's why I like TikTok so much, is just because we are able to just kind of like, hey, I want a minute video, 10-second, 15-second, whatever it is, just flip to the next one. And if people like movies, I will get a minute of their attention. And that's really all I want.
Yeah. So for anyone unassociated with the program, what we like to do is we have a guest. We like to start off with a non-movie question. And then, of course, we're movie lovers, so we start to talk movies. And then we end the way we always do with the 5 takes. Let's see. Since we're not alone, let's see who's in the chat and catch up with them. As usual, we started off with Mr. Adrian James saying hello. What's going on?
I'm guest. I'm good.
We got Lance Jackson in the house. Can't wait to see this. I love Steelbooks, Elf, and Lion King 1.5. He always tells me what he's watching tonight, so I guess that's what's up.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I've got a Steelbook for Elf and Lion King. Not 1.5,
but of course you do. We got Brother Dell in the house. What's up? We got John Doe Juggalo joining us. What's going on? My name is Dell, and I'm a like button smasher. You should be like Dell as well.
Absolutely.
I like that. We got Sean in the house saying hi to all. Hello, sir. I get a personal one, apparently. I keep teasing and saying when we're in these chats, what happens is one person pops on, and then the community greets them. So then you're going through it, and you're like, everyone's saying hi to each other. I really want to get a shirt that says that. Everyone's saying hi to each other.
Sure.
We got Benicio in the house. Salute my G. Saying what's up.
It's a cool tattoo on his hand too. My God.
Yes, and
that's
when
a
he
great
puts it
picture.
over his face,
yeah, very nice.
It's perfect, dude. He has. I'm gonna get it wrong, but I think he has a Severin tattoo on him.
Oh, really?
he's inked. Yeah, this is about to be a good conversation.
I hope so. Yeah, I think
we're waiting for Jake. Yeah, I mean, it already started backstage before this all started.
You're so easy to talk to, though. It's it's so easy just to kind of have thoughts come out. So,
bro, I try. The whole thing is we share a love, and I don't know about you, but in my life, I got like a few friends that are into movies in general, but that doesn't mean that they're into physical media collections.
Right.
And my wife. Quick story. My wife was in a conference recently, and the person who was leading it, moderating, whatever, made it a reference to Thelma and Louise. And the only thing she could think is, that's coming out on Criterion soon. And then she started to curse my name because it's because of me that she knows that.
Yeah, we are definitely like in 5% of minority that would be like, yeah.
Yeah.
My brain goes to physical media. Nobody else's does. They just maybe think about the movie. Maybe.
And that's fine, because at the end of the day, it is about the love of movies. But,
right.
We're kind of like, a small niche in there where it's like also owning those movies,
Correct. Yeah.
picking it up and having it here, like
I've been like that
sleeping
since I
with
was
it
a kid,
next to
though.
you.
Yeah, it started with like Pokemon cards. Like I just had to catch them all, and it's just
Hmm.
grown to whatever thing that I love, whether it be like records or movies or video games. I got a whole bunch of stuff that I like to collect.
Nice,
Hmm.
nice. Spicy 4K action. What up? What up? We got Michael in the house joining us. Hello.
Hey.
Once again, everyone's saying hi to each other.
Mhm.
Don't want to miss anyone. We got Mizzy in the house. Stopping by to say hi, catch a wrestling replay. Well, thanks for stopping by, Sean. Appreciate
Mhm.
it. Let's see. What's Johnny watching? Did a great job on Mid-Level Media's April Roundtable last night. You are a part of us now. Can't escape.
Yep.
You have to sell your whole collection if you want out now.
I was traveling yesterday. I couldn't watch it live, but I'm like halfway through the replay. I love watching those things.
Same,
Mhm.
same. It's fun. It's just fun just to see what everybody gets.
Yep.
We got Geriatric Geek in the house. Hello, sir. Thanks for joining us. Saying hello to everybody. Talking about lovely collections. We
Yep,
got
yep.
Tony in the house from Basement Blues. Hello, sir.
Hey, Tony.
Emmett, you are not late. You're on time, my friend. We got Mama Blu-ray in the house. Thank you
Hi,
for
Mama.
leaving your daughter's chat to come over to mine. And your daughter's right behind
There you
you.
go.
Hello,
Yep,
Susan.
Hey, Sue.
We got Bobby Blue in the house. Just
Oh,
finished up with Sue's
Your
stream.
stream just
There you
finished.
go.
There you go.
I love it. We
Hey, Bob.
call it Must See YT. We got Wednesdays on lock.
There you go. Mhm.
I appreciate everyone who's joining us. We got the Huckster in the house. This is going to be good. I hope so.
We'll see how it goes. Hey, Huck.
Aw, here comes the love. Jake is a great guy. Good to see him up here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to
man.
do more of these things. I just, time is very slim for
Yeah.
me. So every now and again I can hop on one, but you never know when that's going to be.
I appreciate you making the time for us.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Severin, Scream Factory, and Vinegar Syndrome
Dear
tattoos.
Lord, bud.
That's
I want to
love.
see all of them too.
That's love. He will show you too. He will show you. Mizzy played trivia with Jake on Huck's channel. He kicked my butt. Yeah.
It was a close competition, if I remember correctly. Like that was one of the closest competitions he's had.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like everybody was getting a lot of stuff right. I won that one on the skin of my teeth.
I think I won mine by like 3 or 4 points. So like it went down to the final thing.
Right. We had to do a
If the
tiebreaker.
person got it right, it would have been a tie, but I got it right and they didn't. Something like that.
If I remember correctly, we had to do a tie, and Huck was like, "What do we do for a tie?"
You should be ready for that, Huck. Another member of the Steelbook crew. We got Tony in here.
Hey, Tony.
All the Steelbook love going around.
Mm-hmm.
We got Jerry in the house. What's up? What's going on? I think that's everybody. Tony's watching the replay. Yeah, you've been up late.
Totally get that.
Ken kept him up late last night. We got Cody in the house. What's up, my man? Don't forget to roundhouse kick that like button. Appreciate you. Going through. Think everybody is here. Fun fact, Benicio has a tattoo of arrow video on his left ass cheek.
Wonder where that arrow's pointing.
I was about to say, the question is, how do you know, Bob?
Oh, both good questions.
All right, man. Let's get started. So, like I said, non-movie question.
Mm-hmm.
We both have 4-legged members of our family. So tell us about your dog.
He's chewing a bone right at my feet right now. Like if you can't hear him, I'm shocked. StreamYards is great at not muffling some audio.
Mm-hmm.
Got an Australian Shepherd. He's 8 years old. Marty, he's the best.
Is he named after a certain director?
He is named after Marty McFly.
Oh, even better. Back to the Future. Nice. I just saw somebody else jump in here. What's up, Kenny Can?
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Levels in the house. Yeah, you got to talk to D-Ray about that one for sure. Mr. Rigby made it. Finally watching it live. Good deal. All right. Um, so since we are talking about lovely collections, and you kind of alluded to this as far as like you said you're into Pokemon and then other forms of physical media, but when
Yeah.
did the movie collecting, like when did that really start?
As soon as I could get a paycheck when I was like 14, I refed my first flag football game. I got like 20 bucks a game, was refing 3 games a day, and at least 40 of those 60 bucks were going to VHS tapes at the time because that's all
Mm,
my family had was a VHS player. So I collected a lot of that stuff. Then when they got a DVD player, I got a DVD player. I've been collecting forever. I just love movies so much. I want to have them around me at all times.
nice, nice. Yeah, pretty much the same. Like you probably remember the era when we couldn't afford a VHS tape because it was like $100 a pop,
Right.
and then all of a sudden they started creating those loss leaders,
Mm-hmm.
and they were 25, $30, kind of like what we pay for
Yeah.
4K these days if you think about it.
Right.
And I still remember it was like the obsession to get all the Star Wars or to get the 007s when they came out and all
Mhm.
the clamshell Disney collections. So, yeah, that's
The first
probably when
one,
I started.
the first thing I really wanted to collect were all of the best of SNL tapes. Loved
Oh,
Saturday Night Live so
yes.
much. Got Chris Farley, Adam Sandler, Will Ferrell, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had Best of Eddie Murphy. I
Yep.
remember that. And
Hmm.
then Will Ferrell. But oh my gosh, all the skits and routines, him being James Brown
Watch.
Celebrity Hot Tub.
Yeah. Good stuff. I watched so much of that stuff.
Yeah, me too.
Hmm.
Wow, you just brought back like memories just thinking about
You're
that.
welcome. Yeah.
Yeah,
Love it
that's
when
good.
random nostalgic trips pop up.
So when did you make the jump to like DVD and now of course Blu-ray 4K?
Probably Blu-ray. I got a PS3 when I was a freshman in college. So
Mm-hmm.
I got the games and I started collecting movies, but I was in a dorm, so I couldn't really have that much.
Yeah,
Sophomore year, I got a place with my girlfriend, who's now my wife, and we had a one-bedroom apartment, and part of the living room was just like my movie setup. It slowly just kept on growing and growing into what you see behind me.
nice, nice.
Hmm.
And
I
now it's an
saw.
entire room.
Right. I was scrolling through my pictures just to find some of my kids, and I randomly saw what my collection looked like on this wall when we moved in here 5 years ago. And it's crazy just how much your stuff grows in a matter of years. It's just like year after year, even. Yeah, it's nuts. If you put the time in and you want to have a good collection, you can. But I really didn't pay a crazy amount for these movies. I like to buy them on the cheap, Facebook
Yeah,
Marketplace, Goodwill, all that good stuff.
yeah. I mean, the more obsessed, to use your word, that
Hmm.
you get, you have to start strategizing and, being selective about it. Because if I'm going to buy something day one, it's going to be something that I know won't show up in a Goodwill. I'm not going to get like
Right.
an umbrella or imprint title at
Right.
a Goodwill or,
Mhm.
some exclusive steelbook, or
Steelbooks, yeah.
something
I remember back in, like,
500.
the Marvel days, like, when Steelbooks came out for Marvel movies, like, I think the first one I got was, Captain America: Winter Soldier, and I had to
Hmm.
wait in line in Best Buy half an hour before it opened just because they would be gone if I didn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like that anymore.
Yeah. Quick check in with the chat.
Mhm.
We got Movie Hunter 2020, another steelbook collector with us. He says, "Do you have a steelbook that you've been chasing but still can't find?"
There's one, but the only reason why I can't find it is because it's so damn expensive. It's that Memento. I want to say Kimchi DVD came out with like a premium edition. It's the
Mm,
front of it is a lenticular, and it
mm-hmm.
has Guy Pearce holding like a Polaroid picture, and it kind of like goes inside of it. It looks so cool, but they want like $350 for it. And there's no way
Some
I'm dropping that coin, and I want to find it's cheaper. But I love that movie, and it's one of the movies that I don't own on Steelbook that I really wish I did.
something tells me Movie Hunter has
I bet. I bet. I wish I could drop a coin like that right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Kids, you
Some of
got to
those
kind
things.
of squeeze the collection,
Yeah,
the price you pay on collections a little bit.
yeah. I used to have a lot of sneakers. I'll just say
Yeah.
it like that. Then I had
Mhm.
kids, and I have sneaker.
Right. Right. I had too many collections going on, and I used to have
Hmm.
a ton of video games. I had to get rid of a lot of those just because I'm like, yeah, we just need money for other things. And yeah, those had to go. And that money got invested into this and then some stuff around the house.
I cut back. I kind of went to just like sports games, and then every year it was like Madden and 2K. Then I gave up Madden, and it was just 2K. And then I just stopped 2K, and I was like, you know what? I don't even have time for all these movies I'm buying, so I just stopped playing video games altogether.
Ain't that the truth?
Mr. Rigby says, I remember waiting in line to get the Captain America Civil War Steelbook. Those were the days.
Yep.
Yeah. Not the Civil War, the Winter Soldier one. I still like that one.
Yeah.
I
got them both. I have the Blu-rays and the 4Ks. The 4Ks are so easy to find. It's not even fun to go for them anymore. I remember, standing in line, just talking with other people and then like literally racing to that new release section just to grab the perfect copy. You don't want to buy one with a dent or anything.
Tuesday became like Black Fridays at midnight.
And I loved it.
Yeah, there's something about the chase, man.
Yeah, exactly.
What's up, Jared Runner? Thanks for joining us. He says, your Steelbook collection behind you looks like a beautiful art piece. That's just part of it, right?
Yeah, I've got another section over here and some overflow in my other room. But yeah, like I said, it's growing like crazy right now.
Damn.
Yeah, I need to find room. Like I've already taken up a lot of the basement and I don't want to overtake all of it with my movie stuff. So I think this is the amount of space I have. I just have to figure out how I'm going to show all of it off.
Yeah. What's up, Jay Rick? We got Jodo in the house joining us. Always good to see you. Nothing wrong with pillaging the Walmart dump bins for Steelbooks. We were doing that pretty recently.
Right.
I think a bunch of us.
A couple months ago, they put a bunch of Lionsgate ones in the 750 bins. And boy, howdy, I went to town. Even movies that I didn't even know. Movies I didn't even know I was going to watch. I'm like, for 750, I'm never going to find them cheaper. I'm just going to get them. Don't even think about it.
All right. These people in the chat have my questions. So I'm gonna just highlight them and come back to them.
Okay.
Want to say hi to my man Moods with Ryan. Just wanted to say hi to you. Have to catch a replay. Unlike Mr. Fox, Jay can show off that sweet Lost in Translation Steelbook for me.
I can.
You won't leave Jody alone on that one, will you?
Him and I were the only one that had that one.
Really?
It's a pretty looking Steelbook, but I think it was there's only 1,500 made, so worldwide, that one is going for a pretty penny. I think that one's selling for like 150 right now. It's crazy. It's
sad that the premiums they're not even fun. They're fun to look at, but the scalpers and the resellers doesn't even make it fun to even try and get.
Yeah.
So unless you got a connection like Jody, you really.
Right. Premiums
are go up on Kimchi or Nova Media and try to get something because it's going to be sold out like with all the scalpers.
Minutes. Yeah, and you can get lucky on Mercari every now and again, but that Lost in Translation one, that was just a Zavvi exclusive. It's just a basic Steelbook and it's going for that much.
Yeah. My Walmart bargain bin only has a bunch of DVDs, few copies of Who Framed Roger Rabbit on Blu-ray. Wow.
I went back to Walmart a couple weeks ago, and those 750 Steelbooks are now in the $5 bin, the ones that are left. So, yeah, they're still there in some of the markets that I'm around. So maybe try looking again. Who knows?
So let's continue with the collecting talk.
Sure.
So when did the obsession with the Steelbook start?
I can tell you, God, I used to have the date down because I looked it up. Sometime in 2012, when the Steelbook for Django Unchained came out. That was one of the best movie-going experiences I had, so I knew I wanted it for the collection. I went to Target day one, just happenstance went to Target. I was in there with my wife, went looking, and I saw it was a Steelbook, but I've never seen packaging like that before, and it looked amazing. Here, let me
pull it out.
Yeah. Here's the one that I got.
That's the one that started it all.
This image was so striking. I'm a big fan of like simplicity in Steelbooks. Just so this artwork doesn't really have a lot there, but it still shows off a lot to me. And it's a great looking image, and I was just baffled. And it also on this one, I don't know, it had a third disc with like them at Comic-Con, just having a Q&A about the movie. And I really like this movie. I wanted as much information as I could on these discs. So that was another reason to get it. Yeah, that started this whole thing.
Yeah. We got Culture Trini in the house. What up? What up? What up?
Hey.
Thanks for hanging out with us. So let's get to the questions that I had that
Sure.
apparently people in the chat had too. So guesstimate roughly.
Yeah.
How many Steelbooks do you own?
I should
now?
have looked. I knew this was going to be a question. I should have looked it
Yeah,
up.
you know, it's like low hanging fruit, but
I have a app on my movies that has everything in here. I want to say I passed the 800 mark a couple months ago. So 800 and change.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And the follow up to that is, what is the most you ever paid for a Steelbook? Is it something like a one click or something like that?
Oh no, it would probably be I can't get it because there's stuff on top of it, but I have a Harry Potter 8 movie collection. That's all
Mm-hmm.
steel books, and it comes in a great like metal case. It's kind of up there, that one. That guy right there.
I'm putting you on solo here.
Okay. I mean, you can't see it. It's very blurry, but it's all 8
Yeah.
movies, all in individual steel books. All the steel books look great. And I think that one, I got that on deal too. Originally that cost $250. I think I picked it up for $130 on eBay. I found it was still brand new. I found a really good price.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, I love that.
The whole thing. Once you get into it, it's like, it's all of a sudden, it's like some of the slips don't look so good anymore. And you find yourself saying, I know the Pulp Fiction slip looks better, but it's not a steel book. I wish the artwork was reversed.
Yeah,
Sold a
on that
lot more
4K,
steel books. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, slipcovers, I've always been like, if it's there on a regular release. But like on these Vinegar Syndromes, I just started collecting these in January when they had those 10 for 10 deals.
Yeah.
And now I don't want to buy one if it doesn't have a slipcover. And I'm not that way about like any other type of like a regular release. I'm just like, whatever.
But something about those Vinegar Syndrome, the quality is just so different.
Yeah, and on my steelbooks, I like the embossing and debossing, and they have that in spades on those slipcovers. It's just the quality of them. Yeah, I like them, and the artwork is usually pretty amazing. So
I hate when you see, like, whether it's slip or steel, when you see something that you're like, this just demands to have some type of embossing or debossing. What was it? Training Day, the
yeah,
studio release
that would have been good.
with the bullet holes. It's begging. It's begging for some debossing around the bullet holes.
Right. There was a true romance.
A boutique would have done it.
Yeah. There was a true romance release that had bullet holes in it that were embossed, and it looks great. I've kind of heard some things about embossing, adding like 60 cents per unit onto a steel book.
Really?
And that it depends on how big the embossing is, but that stops a lot of companies because they want to make as much profit as possible.
Yeah.
Which sucks because embossing makes any release that much better. Let's see if I can. There's another one here. I like to have show and tells. KB.
Oh yeah, I love it. Bring it on.
Yeah. Let's see here. There's this 4K steelbook that Lionsgate came out with Sicario, and you can't really see any embossing or anything with the slipcover on it. I love Lionsgate and their slipcovers, but sometimes they hide the gold underneath, and when you're buying it retail, you just don't know. You slip it off, and the amount of like embossing and debossing on this thing is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like they're just around the ridges, and then there's some everywhere. Like you feel this thing, and it's just popping every inch.
And it looks like it has spot glossing on it too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just very cool. And there's even some on the back too. Like they went all out embossing and debossing this thing.
Maybe because they know it wasn't that good of a movie. Yeah.
I like Sicario. You don't like Sicario? The second
is
one
that
is
the original or Day of the
the original. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the original is great.
Yeah, Day of the Soldado is just whatever. But yeah. The original one I like quite a bit.
Yeah, I thought it was the design for the second one. Ooh, do you have any autographs on your steelbooks?
I do, but I didn't see the person. Let's see here. Where's that one at? I got this sent to me, and I had it on display for the longest time. I got M. Night Shyamalan's on old.
Oh yeah.
I watched all of M. Night's movies, and I saved this one for last because I really wanted to like it. Like if I had a Steelbook signed by somebody that I liked, but the movie I didn't, I was going to be a little bummed. And this movie's just okay. So that really bummed me out quite a bit. I love the artwork on here. I think, yeah, just again, simplicity, but it's got a lot to say. And I'm still happy I have this in my collection, but I just wish it was on a different movie. But what do you do?
Yeah. Ken said, rub that on your face, Jake.
Sicario?
No, I think he meant the signature.
Oh, nope, not doing that.
Nope. That will change the appearance of it.
I don't even know if you saw, but it's in a protector too. That sucker, yeah, I'm barely taking that one out.
I was about to say, are you big on like the Malcos and all that stuff?
Just on movies that are either super valuable or ones that mean a lot to me. The majority of them aren't. I just leave the J cards on, and for me, I found that's enough protection from scratches. Yeah, I to have just that little bit of thickness on as many Steelbooks as I have, I'd have to take a lot down.
More room, more space. Right. Mr. Rigby said the Jumanji Steelbook is another great one with embossing.
True.
Yes, I like that. Mizzy likes Sicario.
It's a good one.
I don't think he met M. Night.
Unfortunately, no. Last week I did meet Bruce Campbell, but he wouldn't sign anything.
The tour.
Yeah. I brought a Steelbook, and he wouldn't sign. But what do you do?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mama Blu-ray likes that embossing.
It's great.
It's not perfect, but old is a good bit. Yeah, body horror. Very true.
I liked the concept of it. I just don't think it really went. I don't know. I didn't really like it as a movie. When you talk about movies that other people like that I didn't, more movies like old will pop up. I'll just say that.
Oh, he meant the embossed.
I knew it. I knew it, Ken. You wanted me to rub all those bumps on my face. I'm good. Not on camera. Not on camera.
You guys are in the same camp, I guess. I guess Huck saw the picture with you and Mr. Campbell.
That was very cool. I went for their PR company invited me out to show off the event and whatnot. And I don't think I was supposed to sneak in to meet Bruce, but I got in early to pick up the press pass, and they're just like, "Oh, you're here for the VIP?" I'm like, "Sure, let's just go with it." Nobody checked anything, and I was able to get a picture with him, so I was more than happy. Yeah,
so cool. And I'm really glad he's getting a chance to like have a hit as a producer with Evil Dead Rise and all that.
Right.
It just makes you think, what can they do outside the franchise that him and maybe him with Raimi again would do something that's not Evil Dead related. I look forward to something like that.
I know that he's talked about, instead of having an Evil Dead movie every 10 years, coming out with one every like 3 to 4 years. We'll see. Rise, I thought we would get more out of it moving it to the big city, but it was kind of more of the same thing, which isn't bad. I like Evil Dead. I just kind of wanted more originality out of it.
Yeah, they kept the isolation thing, so.
Right. I'm hoping with the next one, like the thing they did at the lake, I kind of liked a little bit more than what they actually did.
I actually want a whole movie of that.
That would be cool.
Just the cold open. Yeah, I think that'd be great. So, since you're into show and tell, do you have any rare ones to show us? What's the rarest in your collection, you would say?
Oh, man.
Even if you can't reach it.
Well, I've been getting these, like my most recent ones. I'll show you this one. It's one of my top 5. Is that going to ruin anything on this? Okay, very good. Since it's just right here in this stack. I was going to surprise you with my top 5 by showing off actual movies, but let me take it out of the case. I got this 4K for The Thing. I don't know how rare it is, but it's become like one of my favorites.
Nice.
Because not only does it have a lenticular on there, it's got the 4K Steelbook, which I think is pretty readily available. It's just the packaging on this thing that I love. Like when I can get my hands on a premium, I will, especially for movies that I absolutely love. And this was one that just kind of pops off the shelf. Rarity, I don't really follow too much, just because if I like the movie, I'm going to get it. If not, then I don't really care how rare it is. You can kind of keep it,
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, no. When I was on with Ryan and he told me how much that was going for, I was in shock because that was in my collection since like 2015 or so.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wow. Since you brought it up, and I guess you could talk about it in more details, but just a
Yeah.
little hint. You have a segment on your thing called Perfect 10 out of 10. So
Hmm.
what makes the thing, well, I don't want to get the title wrong. What makes John Carpenter's The Thing a perfect 10 out of 10 for you?
um, a lot of things to me. It's my favorite movie. I watched it for the first time about 6 years ago when I was just starting to get into horror movies like a lot. And this movie blends in the horror of isolation better than like any other movie that I've really seen. I'm a
Hmm.
big fan of practical effects, and these
Me
have
too.
some of the best that I've ever seen. Have you seen The Thing?
Of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I mean, some people haven't, so
Bro,
I
I
will
grew up with
recommend this
that.
to. Yeah, I'll
I
recommend
grew
this
up with it.
movie. Okay, good. I'll recommend this movie to anybody, just because the practical effects are still top notch to this day. They don't show any age to me. Um,
Hmm.
the game, like werewolves within or Secret Hitler or any of that type of stuff. This is pretty much that, where
Yeah.
there's like one secret thing and you're trying to figure out who it is. There's
Hmm.
so much suspense in that built in with that. Like that blood testing scene is still like one of the best moments in cinematic history to
The
me.
intensity of that
Yeah.
scene and the way the camera just like pushes in,
Hmm.
and it's like everyone's just waiting,
Right.
waiting.
And
Oh,
usually endings that don't really leave you with answers bum me out. But this one, you not knowing if
it's
either of
perfect.
them are the thing, and you're just like, neither of them really know, and they're just going to wait it
Yeah,
out, and everybody's going to die. It's
yeah.
just
And it's a
perfect.
level of trust and mistrust still
Yep.
going on.
Yep. The
Credits are
bleakness of that
rolling, and
ending.
you know.
I love it. Yep.
Me too. Good answer. Good answer. Um, so like I said in the intro, you're on YouTube, you're on TikTok,
Hmm.
you're on the shorts, videos, short videos, and the thing I like about your style is it's just enough. You got the music in the background, which I'm surprised you don't get flagged for on YouTube at all. But I think it's just enough that they don't notice, the algorithm doesn't catch it,
Hmm.
or with you talking over it just gets by. But when did you start YouTube, and then what made you jump into TikTok and shorts and all that? Because I think that's where your bread and butter really
Yeah.
is.
I think I started YouTube in 2018 just on a whim. I used to have a podcast with a bunch of friends in 2017, and I wanted to make some kind of additional stuff for that audience. That ended after like a year and a half, and that kind of bummed me out because I
Mm,
was just using a piece of creativity that I wasn't used to. So about 6 months went by, and then year 2021 started, and I just kind of said I want to make more content. My wife showed me TikTok, and because I was for like a year and a half, 2 years, I was just like, I don't want to join TikTok. I don't think it's for me at all. And
was she doing
finally,
the dances?
I just thought it was all the cliche stuff like that. Yeah. And I think that's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
a hiccup for a lot of people out there. But once I found out that TikTok is pretty much YouTube, but short form content, I'm just like,
Mhm,
okay, I can wrap my head around this. And I just started like making videos of my kids and stuff. And then I'm like, let's start with the collection and see where it goes. And like my fourth or fifth video, I showed Knives Out, the Steelbook with the spoiler on it.
the
Have you
flim,
have you
yeah,
seen that? Yeah, I think I
yeah,
was one of the first to show that one off, and because of
mhm.
that, that blew up to like 500,000 views. So I'm like,
Wow,
okay, people want to see some of this stuff. So that's
yeah,
when I decided to jump in full bore, and I made at least one video a day the first year. Second year, I made 2 to 3 videos a day, and now I'm somewhere in the middle, like 1 to 3 a day. I have to post every day, but I've given myself a little bit of a break because it was getting to be a lot.
yeah.
Hmm.
And what I like about it is sometimes you're in the videos, sometimes you're not. Sometimes you have like a green screen behind you. Sometimes it's just the power of your hand moving around,
Right.
flipping, showing the video.
Yeah.
And I think it's that variety of different types of it's not going to be the same thing every time.
Yeah,
Like
that's what I tried for.
even with this setup here, it's most of the time it's going to be funky background, me and somebody else, or me and two other people.
Hmm.
So I like the fact that it's always changing. And do you concentrate on making the TikTok first or the shorts first, or does it just vary?
It's only been in the past 9 to 12 months that I've migrated my content from TikTok to everywhere else, because that's when
Mm,
rumblings of like TikTok closing were going to happen. And I kind of
yeah.
wanted to make sure that if that did happen, I would have an avenue B, C, D.
Yeah, because you
So
even have them on Instagram too, right?
I post all of my stuff on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube.
Facebook too. Wow.
Facebook grew like a weed. Like from
Really?
in a span of 3 months, I gained 10,000 followers
Yeah,
out
we
of
need to talk
nowhere.
after this. I need to strategize.
And that was back in the heyday. The only reason why I started doing that is because they were paying you good money for those shorts.
Yeah.
Like I would make 4 figures a month just on reposting those shorts.
Damn.
And they took all that away last month, and it bummed me the fuck out. Let me tell you.
Damn.
Yeah.
I know you're missing that because that's movie money.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
movie
No, it helped
money.
out a lot. It helped out a ton.
Them kimchis and Novas don't come cheap.
I bought a couple. There was one on Zavvi, a Black Klansman that I got that I've been eyeing forever, and I'm like, I got a little
I
extra
know the
income.
one you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. Let's just throw it
I
my
know
way.
that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
I,
couple of
I
comments. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, yeah.
I'm
I was
just looking at the chat.
yeah.
Somebody
No, you're
just
good.
came in. Um, the more I watch a thing, the more I'm convinced it's the greatest horror movie ever made. Next to The Exorcist, of course, for him.
The Exorcist is pretty good. Like I would give it a 4.5 out of 5. There are some slow parts, and I don't think you need the intro where it is
Hmm.
in the desert just digging. I think that could get cut, and it would be a sharper movie for it. But yeah, The Exorcist is great.
Yeah, man. Send Trini that that Bubba Notep that you don't like. Everybody, tell Ken to send Bubba Hotep to the Culture Trini. Keep it real.
I still haven't seen that movie just because I've heard so much shit about that movie.
It's a one-timer. That's all I'll
Yeah,
say.
yeah, I'm good.
It's a one-timer. Mizzy still needs that Knives Out. Makari is your friend. I see a lot of
Yeah,
people pushing on Makari. You might pay a pretty penny unless people don't know what they're selling, but
yeah.
it's on Makari readily.
I was lucky to
What's
get
up,
it on sale
Tiana?
for like $14.99. Hi, Tiana. How's it going?
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
Everybody saying hi to
Mm-hmm.
Tiana. Thanks for joining us. You're not late. You're always on time. There's always a replay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. So, like I was saying, you have the perfect 10 out of 10 segment.
Yeah.
And I really like that because you take what people have as far as like their TikToks, their shorts, their videos, and basically you're doing a remix and you're critiquing their 10 out of 10
Right.
perfect movies. So I was thinking, what if I made my own 10 perfect 10 out of 10 movies?
Sure.
And I'm not going to do a video. I'm just going to throw up some 4K covers and you tell me what's what. And you don't have to rush because you're not trying to get it in a minute anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you give me your critiques. I'm ready for this.
All right.
So
Let's
I'm going to
go.
throw them up.
Let's go.
I'm going to throw them up here, and you tell me what's what. So we'll start with this one.
Parasite, 10 out of 10. I I think when I saw it, I was a little overhyped on it. I thought the movie
Hmm.
was fine, but there are some more Bong Joon-ho movies that I like a little bit better. I would probably rate this one an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Shawshank Redemption, this movie gets brought up quite a bit in the 10 favorite movies list that I do, but it
In
is
my
for a
defense,
reason.
yes, in my defense, it was before IMDb had it number one for 1.5 million years. I saw this in the theater. I
Hmm,
fell in love with it day one,
right.
and it's been there ever since. 10 out of
I,
10 for me.
I've only seen this movie once because I enjoyed my
Really?
experience that much. Yeah, but
And
I
you
mean,
just want to leave it at that.
I do believe it is a perfect movie. It's just a little overhyped.
It is.
Hmm.
And the sad thing is sometimes hype takes away from a movie. Like I know people never watch Halloween 78 because they've watched it too much or people
Sure.
talk about it too much.
They think they
It's
know it
your
already.
experience.
Yeah.
It's your experience. Go with it.
Yep.
All right. Let's go with this.
On the Waterfront. This is a good pick because nobody really picks this movie ever. And it's a great. I have the criteria. I should have pulled that. I got the criterion for it over here. Marlon Brando is phenomenal in this movie. His
Best
performance
best
alone
performance.
makes it a perfect movie.
Best performance.
Mm-hmm.
New
12
one
Angry
to
Men.
the 4Ks.
Yeah. Go in black and white back to back. Love to see it.
Hmm.
Do you have this 4K? Does it look great?
I am waiting for it to show up.
Okay.
It's on the way.
I have this movie on Criterion Blu-ray again, but it's one of
Me
those that
too.
I think black and white movies are criminally underrated in how great they look in 4K. I think this is going to
Right.
absolutely pop, and just the way this movie just takes the jural experience of just trying to come to a verdict and makes it as suspenseful as it is. Love this
Hmm.
movie. Great pick here.
I love one room dramas too.
Yeah.
So yes.
Mm-hmm. Silence of the Lambs, a great horror movie. I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. It's a little bit long for me, but not enough people have it on their list. So another good pick here.
Good.
Speaking of good fellas, great. One of Scorsese's best, man. There's not a lot I can say that hasn't been said already. To me, it's in my top 25 movies of the 90s.
Hmm.
I haven't made a top 10 list myself. I have a top 5 that I'll show you. Like, these will be my top 5 movies of all time.
Oh, wow.
Goodfellas is probably top 100 for me. So that's
Nice.
that's a good one.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
For my number one question that I'm going to ask you, this
Yeah.
is my answer. So
Okay. Empire Strikes Back. I used to be a big Star Wars guy back in the day, and as more Star Wars content comes out, the more like it even ruins what the original trilogy did. There's just too much of it out there right now. Empire is the best of the original trilogy for me, but I do think this movie the whole franchise gets overhyped. And I know it's a very polarizing statement, but yeah, I'm just not the biggest Star Wars guy.
yeah, I'm like, if we never got another thing after Jedi,
Mm-hmm.
this will be one of the greatest movies of all time.
Sure.
So to me, it's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Right.
All right.
Children of Men. Love the Arrow Academy cover there.
Yes,
That's great
sir.
artwork. Yeah, Children of Men is also a great one. It's one that I saw in theaters that blew my mind wide apart. I think I was, 16, 17 when this movie came out. And yeah, it just, right place, right time. I love this movie a lot. That first 10 minutes with the explosion happening and then credits. Oh my God. Oh, good pick here. I like this one a lot.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The great thing about this movie, the more you watch it, especially as a movie lover and dare I say a cinephile, you notice certain things like there's action going on in the background.
Right.
That could be a movie itself. It's sick.
Do the Right Thing. Yes. This and Inside Man are probably my favorite Spike Lee movies. I think Do the Right Thing. What's that?
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Do the Right Thing is phenomenal. It is a masterpiece through and through. Just the way that they're able to like go through the neighborhood, just show different things that are happening on in it, and everything kind of comes to a crazy conclusion. Throw of a dumpster, or throw of a trash can through a window. It's a very powerful movie. I like it quite a bit.
And since I'm a Hitchcock fan,
Vertigo. I like Vertigo. To me, I think it's a little bit overrated. I like Rear Window a little bit better. I like North by Northwest a little bit better. Psycho a little bit better. But I mean, you can't go wrong with Hitchcock anything, really. So nope. I'm not going to give you too much crap about picking this.
Well, thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. No, your list, if I had to rate it off the top of my head right now, probably an 8.9. That was pretty good.
Nice. Mm-hmm. I'll take that. I'll take that. All right. Mama Blu-ray went to watch a movie with Susan. Let's see. Tiana likes the Steelbook wall, one of two.
Yeah. I almost had this display on Monday. I was up with my Steelbook wall where they're on magnets, so you can kind of display the front covers.
I love that.
Yeah, it looks very cool.
I love that. And I love that you switch them around for seasons and all that too. That's awesome. Steven Wilson, thanks for joining us. When I look at my collection and think about what I own in terms of dollars, I think I would have bought a car by now. Netflix needs to catch up. Yeah, I'll just leave that one alone. I don't even want to think about it. All right, so now people chiming in with their own.
Oh boy.
10 for 10.
10 out of 10.
Parasite. 9 for Shawshank. Needs to be on the waterfront. It's good.
It's good. It's worth it.
Nice. Eva Marie
That's
Saint.
very cool. I want that signature in my collection. I'll trade you my M Night for that one. How about that?
Michael's a big autograph and picture guy. 10 of 10 for 12 Angry Men. Yeah, it's great. Lambs, 9 out of 10. 1,000 out of 10 for Goodfellas.
It's a
My
good.
man.
Yep.
Empire, 10 out of 10. I agree. Star Wars is dwindling. And you know what it is too? I hate to say it, but like any good thing, the fans ruin it because you have toxic
There.
fans that come around.
That's the word I
And
was gonna come out of my mouth. Yeah.
yeah, and it's in every camp. There's toxic Harry Potter fans, Lothar
Mhm.
fans, MCU, DCEU. They're all over,
Yeah.
and they just ruin the experience for other people.
Right.
Sad. You know I got to throw Children of Men in there. Come on, man.
Yep.
uh,
That's great.
yeah, there you go. Ken got the perfect quote here. Trying to remove everything else from my mind and just focus on the OG trilogy.
Mhm. It feels
Do
like
that.
homework to play catch up on some of these shows right now. Like I
Yeah,
really watch
yeah.
Mandalorian and that's it. And even this season, I'm only a couple episodes in, even though it's
I
done.
didn't even tap into it as much as I love the first two seasons,
Yeah.
and I probably won't until when Ahsoka comes out because I love that character. My
Sure.
dog is named after her.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Malcolm X and Clockers, another good one. I just got that on Kino.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know that's your answer. Oh, look at that. Add to it. Kim Novak
My
signed his
God.
Vertigo.
Wow.
Right. Yeah,
That's crazy.
he's out there in LA, so he gets a lot of signatures.
Sure.
Vertigo is his top Hitchcock and 10 out of
Mhm.
10. See, there's a difference between, for me, like critique perfect and favorite. Like
Mhm.
Psycho is still my favorite,
Sure.
but Vertigo to me is the best done.
Right.
Vertigo and Rebecca are probably his two
Mm.
best done. So
In college, I
difference.
took a movie class on Hitchcock. So I
Mhm.
gotta go through a lot of his filmography. And I think out of all the ones that I saw, Rear Window was my favorite.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I heard a great talk on Rear Window and how us as moviegoers are basically voyeurs, and that movie just basically calls us out. And I'm like,
Yep.
damn, you're so
Mhm.
right. You are
There's so
so
many
right.
layers built into that movie. Yep.
Johnny wants to know your thoughts on Bamboozle if you've seen it.
It's one of the ones I haven't seen. I saw 12 in that class and yeah, did not, or no, that was Hitchcock. Never mind. I have not seen Bamboozled.
Good
No,
Criterion.
I've probably only seen 7 or 8 Spike Lee movies. That's a director I really need to watch more of his filmography for sure.
I'm going to keep saying it until I speak it into existence. Criterion is going to give him a box set like they did with Fellini and all
That
of
would
them.
be awesome.
I
Yeah,
would love it. I
especially a
would love it.
4K box set. I know they only have Malcolm X in 4K. Just hold
Hmm.
more of them and give me a big juicy box set. That'd be great.
Yep.
4K of his stuff.
Yep. Jordo just said it. Bamboozle is incredible.
Okay.
Cool. Check it out. Let me know what you think. All right. You ready for the 5 takes?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's start with number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Name the film that made you fall in love with the movies.
It's the movie I named my dog after, Back to the Future. There was a weekend where my mom was away on a business trip, and my dad's like, "What the hell do I do with 2 kids on a whole weekend?" So we went to the movie store, and the cover of Back to the Future just called my name on VHS. So we grabbed all 3 of them and marathoned all 3 movies in the same day. And that is one of my most favorite experiences ever. That's when I really fell in love with movies and what movies could be. They could be like a continuation of a trilogy, or their own thing could just be something on its own. That movie blew my mind into pieces. I was like 10, 11 years old, and I never looked back. I've loved movies ever since.
I love that. I love that. Tim from Tim Talks Talkies was showing off some books on a recent video, and he has this book that he just got, and the artist that hand painted the Back to the Future poster
Mm-hmm.
also did the Indiana Jones and
Right.
a whole bunch of other ones, Blade
I
Runner,
should know
so
his
forth.
name. Yeah, that's going to bug
Yeah,
me. I used to know his name. Mm-hmm.
as soon as I was about to start talking about it, it just went like this from my head. But if
He's made a
anybody
lot of
knows it,
excellent
just
ones.
pop it in the chat. But
Yeah,
yeah,
please.
he's responsible for a lot of great work from
Right.
back then. Hey, my friend from Taiwan is here. What's up, Gunshi? Thank you for joining us.
What time is
Never
it in
too late.
Taiwan?
I want to say
I'm
he
hoping he
told me
tells
this
me.
before.
Yeah.
I want to say it's 8:50.
In the morning?
Yeah, I think he's 12
Wow.
hours ahead, if I'm
Crazy.
correct.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Drew Struzan is the artist. Thank you, Huck. Thank you. I knew it was in there somewhere.
Mhm.
All right, number two. Name five of your favorite films.
Well, I do have visual aids for these.
Because
On
it's show and
Letterbox,
tell.
yeah, on Letterbox, I have a top four. I
Mhm.
will save those for last. My number five, I was trying to rack my brain. Okay, what's another movie that I really super like? And one that doesn't get talked about enough, in my opinion, is Modern Times by Charlie Chaplin. This movie is still like relevant to this day on how like business culture reacts to stuff. I just watched it this week just to be like, is this really in my top five? Holds up so well. And just, yeah. So I'm not a big silent movie guy. This is one that keeps your attention. And if you don't think you'll like silent movies, if you don't think you'll like black and white movies, please give this a shot because it is phenomenal.
Hmm.
Let's see here. These top four aren't going to be in any particular order. I think all of these are perfect 10 out of 10 movies. Let's go this one. I'll pull it out. Do you know what this movie is just from this tagline?
That is Social Network.
That is Social Network. I love this movie. This is the only movie that I can think of that really makes computer programming so fascinating to watch, and just how they portray Mark Zuckerberg into being this shemp of a guy. It's absolutely nuts. I was captivated throughout the entire thing. Fincher's best for me, for sure. There's a lot of flashier titles in his filmography, but for me, this is one that I think he just got everything right in.
Hmm.
Let's see.
Very true.
I tried on the top four on Letterbox. I tried to hit different genres of things. Here's my
Mhm.
favorite animated movie of all time, and that would be Toy Story. I think this movie is phenomenal.
Nice.
The only thing that's dated is the animation. Like, it looks janky. It looks very bad. But the story is so strong that it can look as garbage as it wants to. I will still watch this over and over again. It's
What
short.
version is that?
This is the Mondo. This is the
Okay,
Mondo Steelbook. Yeah, the artwork on this is minimalistic but great.
I like it.
And then the inside is just Andy's room with one of the aliens.
Nice.
I like this one quite a bit. This is what made me fall in
R.I.P.
love with Pixar, the first movie. I remember seeing this on VHS, like one of the 20 VHS tapes that we owned. Yeah, love it a lot. I already showed off this one, already talked about this one, the thing, so I will skip to my last one. But it's another movie that I don't think enough people have seen. It's a very long movie. It's a documentary. I like documentaries a lot. This one is worth the 8-hour watch, in my opinion. And that's OJ Made in America. Have
Wow.
you seen it?
Yes.
This
Yes.
is so fascinating just to kind of encapsulate America's thoughts in one person and how if you like sports, watch the first chunk. It's great. If you want to go into like his, quote unquote murderous 90s stuff, it goes into that too. It also goes into like race and how he wants to kind of play on both sides and both sides
Mm-hmm.
like him, but there's reasons why both sides really don't either. It's so
Mm-hmm.
fascinating, riveting from start to finish. I don't watch a lot of 8-hour documentaries, but this one I have seen like 4 or 5 times because it is that damn good. And this set is awesome. This set on Amazon was like $10.
Really?
Yeah. ESPN
Wow.
makes great sports docs. They're 30 for 30s are
Yeah.
awesome. Like, it comes
I
in this
just got
book.
30 for 30 volume 2 from Hamilton for like,
Nice.
I don't know, $5-10.
Yep. They are just giving these away now, but it kind of just goes. The discs are a little bit hard to get out, but I like the info that's kind of thrown in each page too.
Yeah.
It's a very, very cool set. It gives one of my favorite movies of all time a great package, and that's all I can really ask for.
Now, can you imagine to make it eligible for Oscar consideration that was shown in the theaters? Like people sat there and watched
That's
it for
nuts.
like 8 hours with
That's nuts.
intermissions and
Yeah.
everything.
I would love
I
to do
watched
that.
I watched The Irishman in theaters and I thought
Oh.
that was long enough.
Mm-hmm.
But double that and you got Made in America.
Right.
Good choices. Solid, good choices.
Thank you.
All right, catch up in the chat before we continue. It is 9:50 a.m.
Okay.
in Taiwan.
Just an
Good
hour off.
morning.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Shouldn't you be working?
Slacker. Between Back to the Future and Teen Wolf, Michael J. Fox was on a roll during that time.
I
Yeah,
can't wait
and
to
don't
see his
forget,
documentary.
um,
Still, that's coming out.
what was the show at the time?
Family Ties.
Family Ties.
Yeah.
Because they took him. They had Eric Stoltz, and then they said, "No, we really want that Fox kid," and they negotiated with NBC to take him off the show
Mm-hmm.
to get him to do Back to the Future. So
Thank God they
good
did
time.
too. Did you watch that screen test with him?
Yeah,
Yeah. It just
hurtful.
looks off. It looks off.
It's Modern Times Criterion, good one.
Mm-hmm.
Animation and Toy Story just as sharp. It's gotten sharper. I mean, if you do a marathon between Toy Story and Toy Story 4 all the way through, you
Mm-hmm.
see, especially with this last one, because that was actually rendered in 4K, you see the difference in animation. But you know what? That's time and technology for you.
Right. Just like the way animals and people move in the first one, just
The way water
really
reflects
off.
everything.
Right.
Social Network is as much Aaron Sorkin's movie as it is
True.
Fincher.
Very,
Yeah, great
very sharp
writing.
script. Yep.
No, Mizzy. You're talking about the FX series. This was the ESPN documentary. It actually won the Oscar for
Right.
Best Documentary
Mm-hmm.
the following year. So
Yeah,
if
you're
you've
talking about
seen the
American
FX
Crime
one,
Story. Yeah, American
yeah,
Crime Story, the
which was
trial of
good.
OJ. It is good. Yeah.
It is good, but this is the real deal that they
Mm-hmm.
had on ESPN if you get your hands on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they showed it as a documentary over several nights. Yes. It was originally put together as an 8-hour movie. Too soon. Still too soon. Yeah, he's still looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we got some corrections in the chat. Holland Oates, what's up? What's up? Thanks for popping in. Appreciate you. All right. Number 3, everyone's favorite question.
Oh boy.
Name a classic movie that everybody loves, but for some reason or another, you can't stand.
I got to look at my phone because I think I forgot what my answer was going to be. I had one that, it's more, I'm not the biggest fan of some of these more recent movies. A classic movie, I couldn't really think of anything, but more recent stuff, Mother, I thought was like one of the worst movies I've ever watched in my entire life. I don't like those artsy movies like that. I watched Beau Was Afraid. I thought that was fine, but I would never watch it again. Didn't like Mandy too much. I thought it was very boring. It looked great, but that's about all it had going for it. And Malignant, my God, no. Just no. People liked that horror movie a lot, but not for me.
I have it. I still haven't watched it.
It's very polarizing. Like either you like it or you don't.
Yeah.
What's that? Barbarian. Barbarian I did like.
I liked.
Yeah.
I like Barbarian a lot.
Malignant
Just
kind of has the
because
same
the way
vibes.
yeah.
Imagine like, kind of like the law, like the crime stuff in Saw.
Mm-hmm.
It has like that vibe in Malignant for like the first half. And I wasn't a fan of that at all. It's very strange. And then it just kind of clicks into its own beast. And by that point, I just did not care. I wanted to, because I knew like the stuff that was going on people would like. But if you don't know anything about it, I'm not going to spoil it for you. But it just, wasn't for me.
You got people co-signing in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Mother was odd.
Hated it.
I didn't care for Mother, Malignant, or I didn't mind Malignant. Okay.
Right.
Barbarian.
Barbarian's great.
Mandy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Didn't care for all 3. Okay.
At least I'm not the only one. That's good.
No. That's the beautiful thing about this community.
Mm-hmm.
There's always someone to agree with you, and there's always somebody to disagree with you too.
Right.
That's the beautiful thing about art, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's flip that and name a critically hated movie that you love.
A lot of people like the So Bad It's Good movies of like The Room or Birdemic or any of that stuff. I hate those. I think they're so bad it's bad. But one movie that has so much cheese in it that I just want to grill it up and make a fucking grilled cheese sandwich is the original Suicide Squad. Love that movie. I love how terrible it is. I have so much fun with that movie.
Oh my gosh.
I like that movie better than the
Yeah.
James Gunn Suicide Squad. And I know that's a very
Really?
terrible opinion of me, but
That's verboten.
I love how bad that original Suicide Squad is.
Oh my God, it's terrible. But you know what? There's some ride or die DC fans. Once again, every every franchise has its people, toxic and otherwise, that
Mhm.
will ride hard for that movie. Hard. I don't know. I don't
I'm
know.
not the biggest DCEU fan, but yeah, that is one that I just had a good time with from start to finish, even though it is very bad.
You know, the thing is, and I really need to stop doing this, is going in with expectation.
Mhm.
Let's say you're going to see a sequel of something or the next in a franchise. If you go in with expectation from past success or past like, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Right.
It's like you have to treat each movie independently. Don't look at what the franchise did before. Don't look at
Mhm.
it as a sequel. And and I also believe sometimes you just have to take a double take. I bought Mother at the end of last year, albeit whatever price it was,
Mhm.
because I was like you, I was in the theater saying, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, what is this? And I said, you know what? I know more about what Aronofsky wanted to do with it and everything else that was going on in his life. I'm not going to say what that was
Mhm.
with Miss Lawrence at the time, but
Mhm.
I want to take another look with educated eyes. Although, as a first-time watcher, you should be able to appreciate the art, which
Yeah.
I didn't. And yeah, I'm that type of person. I'll never say on the first time I hate something unless it's like a review I have to do. If I have to do like a print review or something, I'll do out of the theater reaction and say my reaction is,
Mhm.
but my reaction can change because
Right.
you think about it more, you see it again, you know, that kind of thing.
Even though I hated Mother so much, I still bought it, and it's
Hmm.
on my shelf because I do wanna revisit it at some point to see,
Yeah.
is it really as bad as what I thought my original thoughts were on this?
Hmm. And I saw it in a great theater with great sound and everything. So I'm like, it's not even one of those cases where, like, if I watch it at home or watch it in Atmos or something like that, I'd appreciate it more. I'm just
Right.
gonna go for it again. So we'll see. Uh, some random chats here.
Sure.
Found Suicide Squad uneven as Malignant, Mother, and Mandy. So linking them all
Yeah,
together.
I'm not
Mr. Rigby
arguing with you
agrees
at
with you.
all, you know?
Yep. Um, apparently there's a darker version that David Ayer would like to release.
I would love
Yeah,
to see that.
yeah, I would because just like Justice League, I didn't like Justice League going in,
Mhm.
and I was like, this could be better. What did Snyder have that Joss didn't? I
Mhm.
want to see that. So
And that Snyder Cut
yeah,
was phenomenal. It's long, but
yeah,
I will take every
I
minute of
will
that
I will
one.
watch it,
Yep.
and that 4K is
Yes,
beautiful.
it
Oh my
is.
gosh, it's so beautiful,
Yes, it is.
so beautiful. I was rooting for everyone to die in Barbarian.
Me too.
Yeah, that's like me with Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Mm.
the first one. I didn't
Mhm.
watch that until like last year,
Yeah,
and I just wanted everybody to die, starting with them 5 kids. Just kill them all.
right.
Kill them all.
He almost got them all.
Yeah, almost.
Mhm.
Didn't mind the first Suicide Squad. Didn't like Barbarian. Aw, Justin Long and Barbarian.
Yeah. He's slimy. I love how slimy he is in that movie.
Uh, ooh, good one. What's up, Goose? One everyone hates that I love is Thor: The Dark World. It's definitive the best Thor movie in my opinion. I'm
Ooh.
glad you added in my opinion. Don't make that a
Well,
definitive statement.
the the portal fight at the end is very cool. Just
Uh-huh.
everything else before that, I was not a fan of at all. But
It
that
just
portal
felt
fight is one
very
of the better
drawn
fights in
out.
the MCU.
Very drawn out. I mean, the first one is like Shakespearean
Mhm.
with Odin and all that. Of course, Ragnarok is Ragnarok,
Right.
Taika.
Yeah.
Um, Love and Thunder is Taika on drugs.
Mhm.
Like he's on LSD or
Well,
something because
yeah.
things that were supposed to be serious was put there as jokes. I didn't like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, the tones were all over the place in that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't tonally balanced. That's a
The
good
Dark
way of putting
World,
it.
it was supposed to be Patty Jenkins directing that one.
I remember that.
had to go, and then one of the Game of Thrones guys directed this one. And I think he like
Hmm.
jumped on very late in like the production cycle. So
But I'll say this, after Infinity War and then Endgame,
mhm,
it made me want to go back and watch Dark World just to see
right.
what did I miss? What did I
Mhm,
overlook? What was I sitting there saying, this is boring. This is dumb. You know, you get yourself in that mindset and then you're missing things. So
right.
I'll go back and see it. Um, oh, look at this. Second best. I guess he didn't like the first one, and assuming he's doing Ragnarok. So
I wasn't the biggest fan of the first one. I liked what it
yeah,
was going for. It just wasn't for me.
yeah. I'm assuming you're putting Ragnarok first. Yes.
Yeah.
Here's something definitive. Love and Thunder, worst MCU movie.
Oof. That goes to Incredible Hulk for me. Not a fan of that one.
Which one?
The
The
Incredible Hulk, the Edward Norton one.
Norton. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for sticking in the chat.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to land this plane, so I'm going to ask Jake this last question, which is always my favorite because it
Hmm.
gives me content for the future.
Right.
Number 5, who would you like to see me have a conversation with on this channel?
There are since I'm mostly on TikTok, I'll give you a couple TikTok people that maybe if you
Yes,
reach out to them, they'll say yes. Because I would love to hear conversations like this about these two. I'll give you two people if that's all right.
sure.
Okay, one of them is Matt McCarthy. He's a very cool guy. He's an actor too, so that'd be some nice conversational points. Like he's a lot of college humor stuff. He was just on a CBS show last year, that bowling show.
Hmm.
Um, but he has a huge, huge physical media collection. The main thing he got big for on TikTok was like taking VHS tapes, just random blank ones he finds at estate sales and stuff, popping them in and just watching it with everybody else.
Ooh, that
Very,
could be
very
dangerous.
riveting stuff. It's cool. I'm hoping the dangerous ones he just kind of filters out and doesn't make a
Yeah,
video
yeah,
on
yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah.
Nothing dangerous has happened yet, but like it pops up and there might be like a TV movie and then like commercials from like 91
I love
play and
that.
he plays all of that and gives his commentary on it. Good stuff. And then the second guy would probably be his name on there is Dan in real life. I think he goes by Blu-ray Dan on Instagram. We talk a lot. Like he's one of the main guys that we probably have daily discussions on, and his collection is crazy. He goes on TikTok live every day, every other day, and like polls like, okay, people in the comments, there's a movie. Do I have it or not? And I go in my collection and I search. Like if you think my collection's big, he's got a whole room that is like chock full of movies from end to end. And he has socks on. He just like runs and slides to the movie, grabs it and goes. Very entertaining. He has a lot of good movie knowledge as well. I think he'd be a good one to have on here too.
Cool, cool. Thank you for that. I will
Yeah.
look up Blu-ray Dan.
Hmm. Good
Matt
guy.
McCarthy,
Really
you
good
might
guy.
have to help me with because I'm not on the TikTok yet.
Sure.
But
I
we
don't know
need
if
to
he's on
change
anything
that.
else. Yeah, you
We
should.
need
You really
we
should.
need to change that.
Mhm.
I like I was saying, I would like to like take some of um these little shorts and just put it into that. That would
Yeah.
be fun.
Yep.
Let's see. Oh, Ken answered. The first one was my least favorite. Terrible movie. So we're assuming Ragnarok is your favorite. Give us that answer. Never been able to get behind Ragnarok. Okay. Every time I try to watch it, turn it off. So you don't get the Taika Waititi humor then, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
what we
his
do in the
humor's kind of getting.
shadows.
Yeah, his humor's getting a little played out, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that.
Hmm.
Oh, look at that. Dan would be good. I follow him on TikTok.
Dan's a really
Cool,
good guy. Yeah.
cool. I'm telling you that any of you fellow BlueTubers, I really feel if you're not on TikTok, that's an untapped market, not just with people that will subscribe and follow you, but also with, we're always talking about this. Thank you, Ken. Yes, Ragnarok is his favorite.
Yep.
We're always talking about growing the community. We have like a whole other community over here that probably never come on YouTube. They don't watch a physical media report. They
Hmm.
don't, they've never seen a movie collection battle. So
Yeah.
there's things like that that they don't know about, and there's things we don't know about. So I really am thinking more and more about dipping into that world, and Jake's gonna help me.
I'm okay with that. That's why I make my content and spread it to Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, because there's so many people that only use one of those, but there's
Hmm.
so many different movie fans out there. Every different app has its own little pocket of people, and I like to kind of message with them anytime that I can, because there's so much good out there.
Hmm. Look at that. Blu-ray Dan is an original Bluetuber.
He's been on this forever. He was on YouTube a lot 8-10 years ago,
Yeah.
and then he kind of
Wow.
migrated over, and he makes YouTube videos every now and again. But yeah, he's been doing this
Okay.
for a minute.
All right. All right.
Hmm.
Definitely will catch up with him, see his content.
Yeah.
But until then, I want to thank you
Yeah.
for coming and hanging with us tonight.
This
Pain
is great.
free,
Hmm.
pain free. Try to make it that way, man. We're just talking movies. That's what I say. We're just hanging out, talking movies. It's what we love to do. So, no, they don't know what the physical meter report is. Oh man, want to thank everyone who's still in the chat. Feel free to hit like on the way out. If you're not done so already, go ahead and feel free to subscribe. It is very appreciated by all of us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing for the rest of the week, but you know, I always like to keep it a little bit of a mystery. Thank you, Huck. That that's funny.
I'll take it.
Laren, he's here. He's gone. Thanks for stopping in. Thank
Sounds
you,
good.
Johnny.
Hmm. You as well, Johnny. Yep.
Cody, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Rigby. Funny enough, I had a friend growing up. His name was Dwight Rigby,
Hmm.
and we always used to call him Mr. Rigby. So that's pretty cool. Thank you, Sir Dell.
Thanks.
All right, guys. We're signing off, as I always say.